You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lain, here every week talking about the landscapes of northern Arizona. And we are in the peak of the planting. May is the peak of the planting season. This is when all the gardeners are out putting plants in, and all the departments. So at a garden center, we have a tree department. So trees have been going in since they go in 12 months out of the year. So evergreens in the winter, fruit trees in the early spring. Now it's all the blooming trees. Then it'll be shade trees, then autumn trees. They're all the time going. Perennials, pretty much, it changes up. The perennial department, things that come back year after year. It's a growing trend. Lots more people like to plant it once and done. Plant it and it comes back for years. Then there's the annual department, that is flowers that bloom like crazy and then they die in the winter. So that one's only, May is the time for that. Vegetables, May is the time. Herbs. So if you're thinking about lemongrass and tarragon and curry and all the freaky, weird, different, unusual, I can't find that anywhere kind of herbs, now is the time. This is when you find them. And when you see them at a garden center, don't think, just grab them. So you go, oh, I've been looking for that kind of curry or Thai basil or strawberry mint. Just grab it. Because literally there's so many gardeners at the garden center in May that it can literally be gone that afternoon. A whole tray, 3 or 4 flats can be gone. So cilantro, that's an unusual one. Grab it while you can. Not putting pressure on you to buy now, but our garden centers, especially on the specialty crops, we don't commit that much. We don't have greenhouses filled. We go, well, let's grow 4 flats, and that's all we'll need because it's such an unusual type of, bay laurel. You just don't have that many that you sell, but they came in this week. So it's that kind of stuff. Cuban oregano, huge, thick, leathery oregano, very fragrant, pungent, just kind of, oh, my mouth just watered thinking about using it in the kitchen. And then all the other variegated. You've got Greek, you've got Italian, French, you've got all the varieties. Red, there's all kinds of varieties. Now's your peak time. Several folks have been asking, yeah, but Ken, I was always told, wait till Mother's Day. Listen, if you wait till Mother's Day, it may be too late. You grab them when you can. And I think you can put them in. And if you see the weather in your neighborhood dropping down into the 30s, throw a sheet over them. Anything will keep the frost off. And it won't freeze very hard. It'll just be a flash, like boom, frost, and it's gone. So it's pretty easy to protect plants this time of year. And most plants don't really care. Like herbs, most herbs, except for basil, they don't care if it gets cold. They're happy. They're fun. Strawberries love the cold. Cabbage, love. Broccoli, cauliflower, love the cold. Some things, maybe, eggplant's a little more sensitive, but I think you could put that in now and it would start to grow quickly. If you look at the weather forecast, first part of May, basically through May, it's 70s. And the nighttime temperatures are 40s. That's like the perfect growing weather. You couldn't ask for better gardening weather, whether it's for annual flowers, herbs, vegetables, perennials, tree shrubs. They're all lilacs are in full bloom. The roses are here at full glorious bloom. And now it's okay to plant them now. Some things, really be careful with your vegetable crops. They take some richness, some good soil. And if you're just throwing them into the same old soil you've had, just turned it once, you should probably add some nutrients, at least a fertilizer. So at least put a vegetable food and blend that in. I would say even add some organic compost. So we make a premium mulch. It's just a composted down to a 1/4 inch minus, is made to enrich the soil, feed the worms, help things root out faster. Add some. If you're doing containers and raised beds, I would say add some potting soil. So we make our own potting soil. It's not Miracle Grow or any of that kind of stuff. We make something that's better for here. It's made for here to grow plants that are grown here. And so that's a soil that we start our cuttings and seed in. and it is magical. It really makes things grow fast. If you give a plant more of what it's grown up into, it's just going to go, wow, this is a great place. I like this. Let's just grow. And they take off. And so another little secret or tip, besides the fertilizer, enriching some soil again. Don't just throw it into old soil. And if you've got old roots and last year's plants and sticks and twigs, that is not good. You do not want that at the root level of your vegetable garden. It will affect, as those things compost, they take nutrients away from the plant and they leave the plant wanting. So your production, your tomatoes will be smaller. You have less cucumbers. The squash won't form as easily. And so you want to thin or filter some of that out. What I also do, so I'm digging my plants, I'm getting a bottle of, or a canister of Aqua Boost crystals. Now, these are polymers, so they swell up and hold like 200 times their weight in water. Super helpful in raised beds, containers, or just in the ground. It really takes the edge off those plants. We have such extremes between daytime temperature and nighttime temperature. The plants have a hard time with that. And so that they can get real hot in the summer, in the day. And so the fruit will shrink as it's trying to take up enough moisture. And then in the evening, it almost gets too wet. As we cool, we'll drop 30, 40, 50 degrees from daytime to nighttime temperature. And so that messes with plants and they're trying to adjust. And so AquaBoost, it regulates the moisture at the root level. So the plants, when it needs moisture, those crystals release the water back to the plant. And when they don't need it, they absorb it up. So it kind of evens it out. Also adds some air. There's a lot of things that happen. We actually dip our polymers into mycorrhizal colonies. These are beneficials that attach themselves to roots of plants and extend the root hairs of plants. There's a symbiotic thing that happens. We're going deep into botany now, but it works. I mean, it really works. And so whenever I plant flowers, especially vegetables, herbs, I'm going to add just maybe a tablespoon. Just sprinkle at the bottom of the hole and then plant your plant. Then as you water, those crystals will swell up, release the mycorrhizal colonies, and the plant it'll start regulating the temperature. Really plays out well when it's June. June is a hot month. It's terribly dry. There's a prevailing southwest wind. You've got brand new foliage. And so that's where if you can regulate or help the plant keep up with the daytime moisture needs, it's a game changer for your plants. They'll start to produce faster. They'll set fruits better. And so that's one thing that I do for my vegetables that it really has made a difference. Tomatoes are notorious for having thick skins or cracking skin. That takes that just completely takes that whole issue out. AquaBoost crystals, it's magical. Fertilizing regularly. What else would I do? Cage. You need to cage. At the bottom of the hour, I don't have time to explain it now, but there's basically 3 types of tomatoes. I'll explain those in details, and that'll help you. Which ones do I add a cage, and which ones, it doesn't really matter. There's different varieties. And so for sure, if in doubt, if you're square foot gardening or high density gardening, cages are your friend. Stakes are your friend. Using the edge of the pot, having those cucumbers trail out over there, so it can spread out, not taking up space in the main garden, but spread out over the gardens. Strawberries, I do that a lot with strawberries. Around the outer edge of a container or pot, they're just pretty plants. Dark green, rich foliage, pretty flower, puts on a fruit that is delicious, or it's just beautiful. It's just a pretty plant, and it's aggressive. So when they're happy, they put on these long tendrils. So they're real pretty at the container's edge or at the front edge of a raised bed, because they just look like your gardens are overflowing with life and wanting to just jump out of the bed and come eat dinner with you or something. You want happy plants and happy gardens. And if it looks like they're overflowing their beds, that's a good look. I think you're good to go. You can plant now. I think you've got a great selection. You've got poblanos. You've got all the fun ones that will run out at the end of the month. If you're waiting, we'll run out of some of those. We will always have, mainly, I think, zucchinis, jalapeno peppers, celebrity tomatoes, but some we don't. So anyway, that's it for this segment. Look, if your mom, wife, or mother-to-be enjoys dead cut flowers and the peace that comes when dining with all those kids, then by all means, take her to your favorite buffet.
But if she really loves her garden, a gift card from Waters makes perfect sense. In reality, you're giving her 90 minutes of peace and quiet while she shops for her own flowers.
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott, the place where people who love their gardening moms love to shop. For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.